Hi guys, welcome to the channel. My name is Matt Garvey and we are here to talk about making comics today. And in today's video, we're going to be discussing whether or not your comic needs a barcode or not. And if it does, I'm going to show you how to get one, and I'm going to show you how to put it actually onto your comic as well. Now, this is a question that I get asked more than I thought I actually would. A lot of people come up to me and say, Matt, I've just done my first comic. Does my comic need a barcode? Does my comic need an ISBN number? And seeing as we've been talking about printing over the last couple of weeks, I thought it might be easier just to do a quick video about the process. Now, if you are planning just on selling your comics, via your online store and, at Comic-Cons, that kind of thing, then you pretty much don't need a barcode. But if you are planning to have your comics in comic stores, so if you're going to start ringing comic shops and saying, would you like to stock my book, that kind of thing, having a barcode is very, very helpful for comic shops. I found this out a couple of years ago when I was doing my local MCM. The lovely lads from the Big Bang over in Ireland were there and bought a load of my comics. At the time, my books didn't have any barcodes on, and that explains, from a store point of view, having that, those little, lines and those numbers on it really does help a store out, being able to, handle the inventory and that kind of thing. So from that point on, I've been putting barcodes on all of my comics. Now, with regards to ISBN numbers, if this is your first comic, I'm pretty much going to say you kind of don't really need one, unless you're planning on doing your first big graphic novel. Then you kind of do, for registering it, around the world, that kind of thing. But in the grand scheme of things, this is all stuff that you could pretty much do later on. So ISBN, I'd say at the moment, if you're just starting out, you don't need one. But then if you need a barcode, as I said, if you're doing it just online at Comic-Cons, no. If you're going to be selling through shops, absolutely yes. So when I buy my barcodes, I get mine from getbarcodes.co.uk. I did some Googling, I found this site, it was recommended, so this is where I get mine from. There's probably loads of other websites you can use to actually get barcodes. I believe that you can actually make them in Excel and stuff like that, but I don't know how to do that, so I'd rather just buy the ones that I know are definitely going to work. You don't have to use these guys, but I'll put a link in the description if you do want them. It's very, very simple to use. Basically, you buy them in singles or in batches, and so you've got one barcode, 5 barcodes, 10 barcodes, and so forth. If this is your first comic, you only really need to buy the one. Me personally, because I put out quite a few books a year, I tend to buy them in batches of 5 because there's a little bit of a discount there. And then all you do is you just click the buy button and go through the process of, putting your PayPal details or your credit card details, that kind of thing. Now from here, what happens is after you've finished your purchase, you get them sent to you via a zip folder, or it asks you to download them, and you get 2 versions of your barcodes. You get an EAN version and a UPC one. Now the EAN is for Europe, so for the UK, for Ireland, for France, that kind of thing. You can use that, but you also get the UPC, which is also used in Europe, but can be used anywhere else in the world. So me personally, I use the UPC version, so this is the one that I'm going to show. And then to actually get this on your comic, all I do is I always stick them on the back page of my comic, the back of the cover. So on the screen at the moment, you can see that I've got a back cover of one of my comics open, and I've got my guidelines in, so I know where my bleeds are and where my trim marks are. So if you've been watching the last couple of weeks, if you've missed those videos, go back and watch them, and I'll show you how to set these up. And then all you do is you open up the UPC file that gets sent to you, and as you can see, there are 2 different versions of the postcodes you can get. And all you do is, I've got these JPEG files, I just click and hold, and I just drag that onto my Photoshop document, and that's popped on the screen. And then I just move that around with my cursor where I want it to go, and I nudge it into place with my up and down keys, and that's it. And that's how easy it is. So now when that comic goes to print, that barcode is actually going to be on that comic physically on the back cover, so comic shops can scan it, put it in their inventory, pull it into their till system, so their price will come up for it, that kind of thing. It could not be easier than that. So hopefully you found this video interesting. If you have, give us a like, share, and a subscribe. I will see you in the next video, and remember, if I can make comics, anyone can. Take care.